And good morning. It's time to go live from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott. Welcome to the morning steam for Friday, October the 20th. I'm looking for things to talk about tonight. I mean, we do have the two big games, but we got a light night on the sports betting card in terms of volume. So we'll focus on the Major League playoffs, division series, and big news last night with the Arizona Diamondbacks getting that walk-off win. They're back in it. How about that? And they'll go with a bullpen game today. How did we end up in this spot, Major League teams? I mean, they talk about having three pitchers. These guys don't even have two, but they're in it, and they'll be firing away tonight with another game in Arizona. Yeah, different atmosphere, but they got the result they were looking for, and Arizona stays alive. Hello to everyone in the chat. And of course, don't forget the uh, ALCS and how things are going there yesterday with, well, it was fun. A lot of runs scored in the game. Yeah, we gave you the over here on the show yesterday as Houston got out to that lead, but here comes Texas coming back. But in the end, the Astros prove the road teams in the American League Championship Series. Hello to Perky and Ferner and Blake and Gerardo today. Oh, thanks, Perk. Perky's back. Yes, he's back. And he's always welcome. Ferner here today. As I said, there's Blake and Gerardo and Howard here today. Like I said, just a light volume here today. What are we going to do? What am I going to? Well, of course, just hammer college football all night and look forward to tomorrow's great card. But I'll cover not only those two games here in the next, I don't know, I think I can get you guys out of here before the top of the hour. It's kind of like when you go into class on a Friday, right? Or you have a minimum bell uh, here. You don't have to sit here with me for 2.5. I will look at uh, five more college football games for tomorrow. We'll hammer college football tomorrow with probably another half a dozen games as we have all week. And tomorrow there's a huge hockey card. So would you join me tomorrow? We're almost going to be hockey centric in a way with the huge volume. Just two games tonight on the ice. How did your night go last night on that huge card? Well, we had some ups and downs on the show yesterday, but definitely took care of business with the premiums. And we'll also look at tonight's college football game. And if anything, I can tell you, it's breaking news. I mean, I don't need, I don't know if you guys are, yeah, you are. That's why you're here. I got a couple dozen of with you. This is a little secret we got, right? I mean, we all want more viewers. I do, but it seems like we got a good thing here with some really good information compared to some of the other. Yeah, they're all great. I love all the content producers, but I don't know. We've got this is real actionable information we're giving away here. Not giving away. We're just talking. We're talking shop. And but okay, so here as I just review what we're going to cover today, but tonight SMU and Temple. I mean, this game is on the move as I was coming on the air, so you can see it right now, you guys. If you're looking, 21 has become 21 and a half and 22 points here just over the last 15 minutes. I'm just not making this, to give us a headline. I could have started the show with this breaking news if it wasn't such a nondescript game, but this one's definitely on the move right here. To SMU, already a huge favorite. I mean, this thing's probably 7 points ahead of where it would have been maybe just a couple of weeks ago. And of course, I mean, SMU is looking pretty decent, and Temple, 2-5. But this game is on the move, and I'm not sure I buy it, but we'll talk about that game. And well, it's Friday night, and well, what can you say? This is a pretty big weekend in the CFL. So we'll preview tonight's game, or at least talk about it, make a prediction. and take a look at tonight's game between, it's looks like it is a mismatch, no doubt about it, as we get towards the, end of the season here. About every team, BC game number 7. We're just getting close here, and the playoffs on the, shaping up on the line in the CFL. So talk about one game, Stamps and Lions tonight. And Calgary's 5-11. They're alive for the playoffs, so it is a big game. Let's see who else we have. Ray, hello, with his recap, and Gerardo wants to talk a little UFC. And I don't mention it too often. It's not on Tony's, but I think it's fair. He's mentioned it before, and with it being a big UFC 294, I do want to mention I do a little podcast with some very very popular handicappers that are some of the most followed on social media, and you could find it. Just type in like Ramon Scott MMA picks or something like that, and into YouTube. And I have a little podcast, very informative, free plays. Gerardo's there every week, pretty much as well to chime in. Gerardo's expertise in probably one of the most infamous chat room commenters and handicappers. Gerardo Hernandez joins us every day in the chat room. So appreciate all of you, though, Dwight as well, and Thomas. Thank you for saying that. That's the thing that I always forget. I'm not humble, I just forget. And I always say to forget, like and smash, all that, as we are on the 40,000 subscriber juggernaut Tony's Picks YouTube channel, moving ever so closer to that 40,000 mark. Very happy and pleased for Tony and his success, and just proud to be a part and being able to come on here every day and talk sports. And I don't think I'll go anywhere else. This is where I belong at this point. Yeah, it's tough being alone, but I got you guys. So we'll talk every day here, sports betting. Okay, I think that is the itinerary, the game plan today. Tell me what you guys need from me, or check in with the Discord. I've listed it there. So we get ready for the sports betting day. Like I said, short. Oh, how about NBA preseason? Look, there's still time for me to pull out a profit here in the NBA preseason. There's no doubt we're just kind of flatlining it with these picks, and that's why they didn't make it to premium. But I got 4 or 5 of them ready to go right now. And we're doing the morning. It's preseason. Yeah, we got beat. Sometimes on those lines, 2, 3, the favorite ships. You know what to do. You just kind of lay off if take it into consideration. You guys are experts. All right, I'm gonna head on over real quick to Tony'sPicks.com and get my commercial out of the way, or done. Not even out of the way. You know what I mean. But I know. I'm going to give you free winners, hopefully, here in just a moment, up and down the channel. Today, don't forget, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, midday plays. Mindy Hahn, Tiffany Mance bring you their style of capping and their winners, their review preview show every day. And of course, don't forget, it's the drive through with the morning. With the Pick Dogs crew and Tony T. I'm always in there. If you join the drive through every day at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, I'm in the chat room now. You got to be on the Tony's Pick side. That's a simulcast. That's kind of old school terminology for those of you who don't remember when they used to have the same broadcaster do the game on the radio as on the TV. Masterful guys like Chick and Vin. But same concept. The show is simulcast on 2 different YouTube channels, and if you're in the Tony's Pick side, that's where I hang out. I just type in a few information, maybe a pick here and there. I like to pick at the end when they say they show everybody's pick, and I just pick the one that I agree with, and I type it in there, and maybe chat with you folks as well. But it's a little bit of our community right there in the afternoon, just a 30-minute, 1 hour away from all the main games. Well, not tonight. We don't have too much going, but just to let you know that a little something more that happens here on the network. If you like our community, and it's kind of the same people, all of our friends that really know that this is uh, like I said, a serious type of handicapping channel. A lot of those they have fun. It's great. I go to those chat rooms. They have a lot of fun. And, they're embracing me a little bit, but mostly here. I mean, this is our serious betting information, man, and we're going to get it going right here, right now. Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com, take a look at what's going on with the crew, and see what happened yesterday. All right. Over the last 24 hours, the last day of sports betting at Tony'sPicks.com with our premium picks, absolutely our best picks every day here at Tony'sPicks.com. It was Hollywood Sam, absolute smasher. 78% yesterday for plus 470 units. How about Nick Vartini? He's the face of Platinum Cappers, and he went 6-1 for plus 4.25 units. Ralph Raymond also crushes 5-1 over 4 units of profit. Nick Lagaretos, 75% hit a couple of units. Ben Ruhala, Bella, they won their only play. The GM, the VIP account, 3-2. And well, I made the handicapper leaderboard, believe it or not, 4-3 yesterday. We had that push in the Canucks Lightning. I had the under. It was I don't know, was it 1-1 in the second period? It seemed like a low score there for a while. Pravi's on there as well. Tim Irwin eked out a profit. Over the last 7 days at Tony'sPicks.com, it's our man Joseph Schultz up 15 1/3 units. Hollywood Sam, real solid percentage right here. Clicking in there at about 65% for plus 1281. Ben Ruhala continues to be on a great roll, 11.5 units over the last 7 days. Nick Lagaretos, absolutely stunning 14-3 record over the last 7 days for 10 3/4 units, and I'm up there as well on the 7 day leaderboard. Pretty decent, up over 6 units there. And over the last 30 days, man, Hollywood Sam continues to smash here early on in the NHL and everything. Sam, last 30 days, 36 1/3 units for Hollywood Sam. Your mileage may vary, but these are based on $100 wagers. And if you're paying, a small fee for our selections here as premium picks, use the promo code Tony T at checkout to save 20%. But you're covering all your costs with Sam, and you've got his winners in your pocket every day here. Right now, I'm there. I'm on the leaderboard, over 27 units over the last 30 days with Sam. Wow, and Joseph Schultz. Really, look at this. Great run for Joseph, up 26.5 units over the last 30 days with an incredible record. Ben Ruhala also up 26 units. Great job. You could roll with 4 cappers, a couple of 2-for-1 capper specials, and you'd be already on vacation here with these numbers. All right. Click on the Premium Picks tab. That's where you'll find our handicappers selections for today. Go down to the latest Premium Picks, 3-packs, 5-packs, 7-packs from our team of handicappers on Friday, including Collins Brown, a 3-pack in 2 from Major League Baseball, and he's got the college football game tonight. $15 plays from our crew, including those from Daniel Walasachuk. He's got one in the baseball playoffs. Best bets from the crew, including Joseph Schultz, Hollywood Sam, Bella, and Tony T. Use the promo code Tony T at checkout. Save 20% off those premium picks. I'm going to give you some free winners right now, but if you want a few of our solid winners in your pocket, check out the handicapper leaderboards, see who's hot, click on the All Cappers tab, find that handicapper, and get signed up. Hello to Rich. Nice to join you guys last night in one of my favorite super secret chat rooms, watching college football, live betting, and Well, I guess we didn't talk about as we kind of recap yesterday. We talked the baseball games and a little bit of hockey. I haven't even really talked about the NFL game yet. Here's Jamal Fernando here today as well. And winning wagers here today. Hello, he wants to hear me say SMU gonna roll Temple. And like I said, so far, well, my commentary on that is just the market news at this point. Winning wager. If you just got in, obviously, you guys. I'll just one more repeat it here is as we've come on the air. This game is on the move. That 20 point spread, 21 point spread really has become 21 and a half, 22 I'm seeing right now. So, yeah, maybe they should, but this is kind of a runaway favorite. I'll get you guys a pick in just a moment. The Ram Z World. I want to say what winning wager. Let me see if I get my chug-a-lug, Heidi Ho. I don't even know if I'm supposed to make any kind of is that supposed and in the NFL yesterday. Well, didn't was not a primetime under. That's for sure. Just little respect to Jacksonville here. I mean, I know we respect Jacksonville. We don't want to. We didn't want to kind of cast them aside and question their start or what they achieved last season as a fluke or anything. I mean, we certainly still kind of think right. Jacksonville is a still a rising team to a certain extent, as Lawrence already look at that winning percentage, certainly. So whatever flaws he has, and he's not a superstar, but he's a star, and uh, yeah, he went out there and not only was he healthy, he had a career long run. Remember, that was really the key play of the game to a certain extent. That and the play that wasn't the key play of the game. Now, New Orleans would have needed to get that touchdown. Uh, has anyone seen my Foster Moreau's? Nobody's even said it yet in the chat, you guys. The difference was that run, Thomas, but we know the difference was the poor guy. I mean, uh, it's funny, right? And even on the highlights at the end of the game, they show him dropping the ball, and you just feel right. It's a real uh, bummer, guys. I mean, we take it for granted, and I know I'm not, you know, trying to be overly. Yeah, of course, I'm trying to be overly dramatic to a certain extent, but man, it is a. Well, you guys are probably, some of you probably had great athletic achievements or moments, or your moment in time, and we've all had that, and we've all made bad plays. But even in just a regular season game, but man, it's such a crusher. I mean, that's got to just blow your heart out for days. I mean, uh, uh, and credit to those players consoling that man. uh, Calvin Ridley Blake, he wears number 0 for a reason. Oh, and Rich said it right there. But you got to think about this before you want to be an individual. Oh. So, anyways, the win last night for Jacksonville shows. No, in conclusion of what I'm saying on that, then is that for Jacksonville to be still on a very strong winning run dating back to last season, but remember the 2 games in London, come back and win a game. I wasn't necessarily fading Jacksonville on the you know potential or talent level. I just figured, uh, 2 games in London, come back and win again in a tough spot, and now you're on a short week. My thing was they did not take the bye. So, Jacksonville, they score big points. Not only did they take care of business in these games, but they really kind of rose above the challenge a little bit, right? I mean, that is a tough schedule. No matter how many times you've gone over there and made that trip, taken 2 year games over to England, basically every year now. It used to be just they'd go over there once, some other teams would go, but Jacksonville, we know that's there. But uh, everything involved in it. Fernando, thank you today for your selections. I've got breaking news right now. This comes to you. Well, let's go into the previews right now because this is big breaking news here in Major League Baseball playoffs. That breaking news alert that just came across line service has passed along some key information, and it's in the baseball game. Thank you, Rich. Let's get started. This is breaking news, and it is in the first game we were going to preview right now. Look at your betting screens or your favorite apps or sports books. The Houston Astros are taking on the Texas Rangers this late afternoon, early evening in game 4 of the American League Championship Series, and right now this game is on the move. This total has just been hit again to the over. There's no doubt this one looks like it's on the move to me. With the Astros and the Rangers this morning. I'm showing circa up to 8.5 over 25. I'm showing Bet Online now 8.5 over 27. It looks like here. As we get started with the show, to me, it looks like we have a major move here on the total. Even other books such as DraftKings and South Point that were hanging an 8.5 flat, they've moved to a juiced 8.5 here. Rich said, look, you got these bullpen issues from the night before. And Jamal's ready to chime in with his pick already. He says, give me Houston today to come back here and get this one with Verlander on the mound here. Ray here with his comment. Hello to Dre. I missed. Let me go all the way back. Here's, I don't know, Dwight was saying if that was his pick already. Yeah, I'm sure it is for Dwight. And here comes Fernando. Rangers money line. Black Hall Bullies ready to roll with the first 5 under. I love when you guys come in. I mean, I got my handicap. Get you some stats here. Get rolling with the information. But man, when I can just kind of piggyback off you guys ready to roll with your picks, I'll just roll with it. Dre's on the Houston money line. Yep. And let's see, any more? Okay, let's bring back the banner here. Let's update it. Like I said, there's no doubt this has been a move here within the last few minutes. The line services noted the move. Just want to see what I can see at Bet Online directly here. All right. And yeah, Rangers about $1.15 still. Let's make sure there. Yeah, well, it looks like Bovada's actually moved it to kind of close to a pick'em here now in this one between the Astros and the Rangers. All right, Justin Verlander's got a 3-1 record with a 1.05 ERA in his last 4 starts. Houston 8-5 with Verlander so far since he came over to the team. Houston has gone under in 3 of Verlander's last 4 starts. Houston now 10-14 here as we get ready for game number 5. What did I say? Did I say Ace says Phillies money line? We'll get to that one in just a moment, Ace. Sorry about that. For Jordan Montgomery, he's been pretty terrific as well. In fact, Montgomery really at a career moment for him with his performance over the last month or so, month or so, I would say. In his last seven starts, Montgomery, a 4-0 record with a 1.42 ERA. Rangers, just 7-7 in his last 14 starts, but obviously in the playoffs, it's been nice, 3-0. And the Rangers have gone under in five of his last six starts. Uh, my man Rich mentioned the bullpen and the Rangers. System play. 13 and a third innings pitched in the last two games. Nathan says he's leaning to the Astros. Hope you get to where you're going, Nathan. Uh, it is the postseason. I don't want you leaning. I want you in there, but I know that still hard to pull the trigger sometimes, even in the biggest games. If anything, it really, you know, I think we're all guilty of it a little bit. Of course, I'm giving you out a free pick, and I'm going to have a premium and I'm guilty of it, right? Because we want to play the biggest games. But the reason why we can feel a little bit more comfortable in playing the biggest game, right? Like you'd think a premium, like maybe it's just a regular season game, like the information that you get, it may be even better in the regular season for premium pay or your best picks or your biggest bets, right? Because of all the factors involved. But at least with the postseason in all sports and why you're going to fire is you have all the information. They're the biggest games, and so it's the most covered game. You're not missing too much. So you're gonna, and we all want to play the biggest game. I mean, come on. That was just a little betting philosophy, I think, there. Uh, so 13 and a third innings for the Rangers in the last two games, 10 innings for Houston in the last two games, right? So, and the runs just starting, to get away there is what, you know, the way that I think everybody's kind of looking at it and why that total maybe is on the move here in this one. All right, I think you guys have chimed in enough. And Montgomery 2-0 with a 1.88 ERA in four playoff starts. And all right, guess I've got to make the call. You guys have chimed in, and now I'm Terrell said a few more picks here. It looks like Terrell says, "Give me the Rangers on the run line." Verlander will get hit hard today in this one. And Blake comes in. Hey, Darren, always great to see you. And Blake says, I like under in the first 5 innings, and he likes the Astros on the money line. Just feels like a lot of, this solo on the Astros here. So, all right. Well, it's been, a road dominated series. We know that. And in this 2-3-2 format, what could possibly happen here with Verlander? The Astros bats 18 runs in the two games, man. Uh, boy. All right. Well, I'm going to be a little contrarian here, and I'm going to take the under. I know what you guys are saying, but I've got this one going under tonight, especially if this one's on the move. Could it get to 9 even here today? Not yet, but man, that thing is juiced, and it makes it a little cheaper to buy it up. So I feel a little bit contrarian in the chat here, kind of coming in on the under, but at least I have two very strong, two starters that are pretty hot right now. No doubt about it. Yeah, we're in Texas, where we've seen all these runs come in. I remember the first two, basically the first two games, 2 runs in the opener. Uh, remember, so I'm on the under as my free play here, and uh, especially with that on a little bit of run. I know I got to get those starters a little bit deep. Black Hall Bully says it's got to 9 at my book. That's why I wanted to see a live line here if I could. All right, I can't keep us waiting. Oh, Nathan, of course. I mean, today's kind of a day off for a lot of people on sports betting land. All right, let's keep it moving. Dre's on the under. You guys got your plays in. I'm going under. Like I said, there's no doubt these, look at these 2 games so far. 13 runs in each of these first 2 games in Texas. But I've got to try the under, and you guys are too. So I hope we're all right. Hope I'm following you guys. I'm not gonna blame you guys. We're in it on the under, and let's keep it moving here with our show. One more here, or Blake might just be giving us a line on it. All right, it's going to be a bullpen game when the Phillies take on the Diamondbacks in this one with Christopher Sanchez. That's not necessarily a bullpen game, but he'll be on the mound here against um, Mantiply. Last time we saw him in the game, the runs were multiplying, I think. But definitely a bullpen game for the Diamondbacks. Have been outscored 16-5 so far in the first 3 games, but they found a way to get the win. It wasn't easy last night in an old school pitcher's duel or throwback game a little bit. 2-1. And the Diamondbacks win in the National League Championship Series for the first time in 21 years. So congratulations. I remember where I was when the Diamondbacks won that game, and I'm not even sure I can say on the air. But I do remember that game for some reason. And Diamondbacks here, 6-2 in the playoffs overall, and home team has won all 3 games so far in this series. Sanchez comes in 1-2 with a 4.42 ERA in his last 3 starts. Got some solo already ready to come in on the Phillies here in this one. And also over here for Blake. Over that 9.5. I haven't really seen, I'm not going to frighten you with any late breaking news or anything like that. There hasn't been any kind of steam or anything like that. We're definitely sitting here at about $1.25. What did I have it listed at on screen here? $1.35. I think that might even be, well, no, there's definitely some $1.35s at some of the square books out there for sure. Maybe it's a little bit lighter right now on Arizona in this one. And here's Ace here today. Hello to Ace here today. He says he's asking, I think he's asking you guys, is the Phillies money line a lock? Do you guys think the Phillies money line here today is a lock? Dwight says Snakes even up the series. Ray says he's got this one under 9.5 in this one. Fernando on the Phillies. Here's Kevin Curvin Cardi. All these months we've been together, Curvin. Still doing it. And I don't know. I know your family doesn't do it, but your friends might. Yeah, he's got Arizona in the over. So I'm going to take the Diamondbacks in this one at plus money. They found a way to get it done yesterday. The Philly, yeah. Look, when it was a little bit of momentum there for the Fightins, yeah, there we go. Nathan, he's going to be on the Fightins, but it just feels like that. This one, I don't know. I'm gonna think 7 game series in the national, maybe in both. Baseball needs some help. But Philly just a 500 team on the road overall, and the Diamondbacks, 45-38 this season. Yeah, maybe that you might consider it an advantage to have a starter like Christopher Sanchez here going up against the Diamondbacks bullpen. And like I said, I mean, when you got a guy like Brandon Pfaadt going in there and having to start his game, and he was nothing. He was good. I mean, let's just face it. He did a great job. Again, like I said, I mean, the Diamondbacks stuck with him through that whole season of that 6 ERA, and uh, he's been a decent pitcher over much better than that over the last month or two. So it's paid off a little bit there. All right. So you guys got it taken care of here. Oh, Black Hall Bully says give. So you guys are on pretty much on the Phillies. It looks like here to me, but I'm going to take Arizona to even this one up. I don't think they are that clutch, but man, great game yesterday and some great plays. Right, the play at the plate with the scramble back to the plate, and those plays are always fun. An amazing play, right? Because slides past the bag, doesn't get tagged, has to go back and dive for the. How far can you run around? Can you run around like through the on deck circle, or um, I think the rule is just you have to make a direct path to the plate. You can't run around. But I've only umpired 1 year when I was like, 15 years old for the little kids. All right. And Dre says Phillies money line. All right, that's a look. Enjoy the games tonight in Major League Baseball. I'll take the Diamondbacks plus money too. Don't forget, just to make it clear here. Also, what I'm kind of looking at there with that game because of definitely looking at plus money. But Diamondbacks get back in the series with the victory, make it 2-1, and they can even it up tonight. And they'll get one more game at home. Don't forget. All right, I'd like to welcome in 4 dozen of you here today, which is great because we don't have a lot going on, but we're going to talk about some NHL hockey right now, if you don't mind. 2 games on the ice. I was going to I'm saving the college football, and I'm going to put it all together at the end because I'm going to preview a few more games for Saturday as well. And I said I'd get you out of here before the top of the hour, so let's get right into it in the NHL, where last night kind of wanted to review here a little bit some of the games from last night. We did have late winner, Chicago, Colorado under. I tried to come in with some late steam with Carolina, and they did eventually get within a goal of the Kraken. But man, the Kraken finally got their win. And so much talk about Vegas, but don't forget Colorado with that victory. Yeah, with Chicago, that's not the point. They are 4-0 also. And also was impressed by my Kings on the road. I almost pulled the trigger there. Hey, we gave out a winner in the Discord last night, so please check in with me. I'm sorry, I gave out 2 winners in the Discord, didn't we? Yesterday, one in hockey there, and one we also gave out that Morgan State football game. We gave out the under in that one in the Discord. So, come stop by in there. I'm giving out more free plays, and they're pretty good. We also had Toronto and Florida under as a winner in premium land yesterday. So let's get in with this one with the Flames. This might be Markstrom, actually. Let me fire up the goalie computer and see. Go to the three sites and see, because I have a feeling that it might be Markstrom today. Let me take a look here. When I typed it in last night, but I'm going to change it to Markstrom. It feels like Markstrom. I think Vladar was in there last. Okay, Markstrom here, and the current price, that probably is going to be a good price here at $1.40 or higher right now. Could be. We've seen Calgary just on a back to back, but uh, we gave them out yesterday in that win over Buffalo on the road. And right now, a dollar. I'm showing one offshore book already up to $1.45 or higher. So the Flames kind of look to be on the move here in this one. Yeah, wow. I think I'm going to exercise a little bit of caution here on the back to back. I'm not sure I can necessarily. I don't mind Calgary necessarily here. Let me take a look and see, get a few notes for you on this one, because, like I said, Calgary on a back to back here, and you still want to lay it. Yeah, we know it was, Columbus and all, and the issues maybe that they, uh, kind of have coming in. They have a couple of losses so far. They played. This is their fourth straight home game as they've opened the season here at home, and um, but so there's got to be some comfortability there. But Calgary, has won 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. I will say that you got teams that only meet up a couple of times a year, but uh, this has usually been an under in years past. 11 of the last 17 games have gone under when these two teams have met, and Columbus. Uh, when they're an underdog, they usually give it up, though. But let's take a look. More comments from you guys, possibly. Here's Columbus on the puck line and under. And here's Jamal on the Flames. And even on a back to back, I can't, I'm never going to get there with Calgary um, on a premium. And I'll just play them. I'll bump up the price here. I'll even call it $1.50. Or $1.40. I better put $1.45. That might be the most accurate, but it feels like there's already $1.47 out there. I'm going to take Calgary on the show here, you guys. I can't even on a back to back right now. Probably that's why I'm going to do it on the show and just go light. Ray says he's going to lean the Jackets. Curvin says Flames are the way to go. And I don't know, maybe I got the recency bias disease here, but so just want to make sure. I guess Vladar was in there last night, I think, and then so maybe we're back to Markstrom today against Elvis. Yeah, okay. That's what most of them are saying. Merzlikins has a 1.84 goals against this season and a 95% save percentage, so he's been pretty good so far. You guys already talked about the under there a little bit in the game. Markstrom has a three goals against with a 90% save percentage so far. Calgary, before the game last night, this is a fourth game on the road. They had lost the first 2 at Pittsburgh, at Washington. They come back and beat Buffalo last night. And for Columbus, All of them at home so far. They beat the Rangers 5-3, but they were shut out by the Red Wings and they lost to Philly. All right, that's my pick. That's my pick. Give me the. We'll take the Flames. All right. Yeah. No. The spot would, I guess, say Blue Jackets, right? Blue Jackets playing all their games at home. Calgary back to back, been on the road, but I don't I'm just not getting there at this point with the Blue Jackets and um, those travel factors. But I want to play something, and I'm probably going to like the total quite a bit. We'll see what happens. The New Jersey Devils are going to be on the road here, taking on the New York Islanders, and maybe Akira Schmid could be in goal here for New Jersey tonight. Let me take a look here at the sites. I think we can safely say that Schmid is scheduled to be in goal. And the Devils here, probably $1.20 ish. Yeah, all the sites are saying Schmid from when I typed it in last night. Sometimes they just list the last goalie that was in there, But uh, got backup Schmid in goal here. Still favored on the road, $1.20 or so. Islanders 2-0. Look out. Always want to see the Islanders, start to do something. Steph is here and has a parlay for us with the Flames and the Devils. Thank you, Steph. Of course, the Devils come in with a win and a loss so far. Uh, New Jersey doesn't do very well when they play the Islanders. Uh, uh, Islanders have won 16 of the last 21 meetings, and it's always a pretty steady under in this series. 23, 11, and 5 to the under in the last 29 meetings. The Islanders were playing pretty well at home at the end of last season, and so far, and they've won 7 of their last 9. New Jersey was going over big time at the end of last season and continued to do so early on, except for the island. They lost, of course, to Florida. Last out at home, 4-3. This is the first road game here for the Devils, having lost 2 straight. Remember, they lost to Arizona. The Islanders, they have played Buffalo. They won 3-2 here at home. They beat Arizona here at home, 1-0. You guys are ready with a few plays here too in this one. And Ray here is on the Islanders. Darren says, give me the Islanders and under. Ray says, give me the Islanders. And Steph bringing the heat with the statistics. Jamal is going under. Darren saying, what about old Ilya Sorokin? What do you think? Well, I think Sorokin's established himself as a, pretty quality netminder, a fine netminder, it feels like to me now. So far, just a 1 goals against. Sorokin's been in there in both games so far, and no reason why. Maybe Sorokin, I've seen no change. So, yeah, Devils on the road last season. Islanders do struggle to score, and Fernando says, give me the Isles in this one. And Sorokin got that shutout, obviously, over the Coyotes, nothing special, obviously, with those two teams, but uh, yeah, here, you got to, uh, like I said, interestingly, that the Islanders do very well in this series, and that's probably the direction I'm going to go as well. I get what Steph is saying, and yeah, we might have a little bit of different, maybe a difference in class, but I do think that there is something to a little bit to the series history here. Steph's trying to get me to change on this one, but I can't do it right now at a little bit of even money in a game that I'm probably expecting to be, not very many goals. I don't know if that helps or hurts the variance in a game like this, but I'm going to try the Islanders at even money here to go 3-0 against the Devils. Like I said, series history means a little bit to me, I think, in this one. Um, you'd think, on the surface that the Devils were, they've been better than the Islanders. That certainly over that whole run. I mean, 21 meetings, so you're talking about a couple of seasons, and 2+ seasons, and so I think that is a little bit to note. And while the Islanders certainly are, not ranked among top teams. Uh, the Devils still have a ways to go as well. I don't think we're ready to put the Devils, over the top into the uh, Cup contenders or anything like that at this point. But I do like teams that win on the road, certainly. And I'm going to try the Islanders tonight, and I'm probably going to be involved in the total on both games in premium land. I know that might not surprise the subscribers, but probably feeling pretty good about the games tonight. Light card, and I'm going to be involved. And all right, that's a look at the hockey. And I'll get two more games for you for today. I'm going to start with the CFL game first, just because I'm going to roll all the college football here together with the SMU Temple game in just a moment. But like I said, the Calgary Stampeder is going to take on the British Columbia Lions tonight in CFL action. It's a big game for both teams in the playoff picture because uh, in the Western Conference right now, things are a little bit crazy. Um, Saskatchewan and Calgary are in a battle for the final playoff spot in the West, and Winnipeg and BC, they're battling it out to try to lock up the uh, top spot. So the Blue Bombers are just, they can claim the division, and the Lions are going to need some help from the Elks to get first place. So that's the stretch, right? So in the West, Winnipeg win or a BC loss, Winnipeg wins the division, so they should win it. So if anything, yeah, BC does have something to play for, but it does seem unlikely, right? Calgary win and a Saskatchewan loss, Calgary is in, and that is definitely something that could happen, even though they are an 8.5 point favorite in this game. Underdog. Calgary is the underdog, of course, and Saskatchewan could get in if they win and Calgary loses. But again, um, just going to be tough because you have the Elks. Now, granted, Winnipeg 12-4. Yeah, the Elks have played a little bit better here, but they're still terrible and they're not going to beat them. So, anyways, in tonight's game here for me, let's see, you guys, anybody interested? Anybody even interested in this game? No, not in our chat, but I am, especially on a Friday night where I'm looking for a little action. And so the way I see it is kind of Vernon Adams is questionable with a knee injury for BC. He is expected to play. You don't want to get Vernon Adams any more hurt. They should win this game. They still feel they need to win this game. So if Vernon Adams can play, he's going to be in there. But could they get a lead? Could Adams even come out of the game? I don't know. To me, Calgary's got so they've got some injuries coming in too. Logan is on the he's not in there. Um, Kadeem Carey carries an injury tag, I believe, and Tucker's not going to be there. Though I know that look, Calgary doesn't have a lot of great weapons, but anytime you're taking guys out of the lineup, I think it hurts, and I think it's significant here. I think BC could still cover this game against Calgary, even with all the motivations right now. And I don't want to lay. I probably would try to at least buy that hook down to 8 here in this one. Here's the thing, a funny thing. Nobody cares on this CFL preview, I guess, but eight's just as much as prime or a key number in the CFL as 7. We know 8 in the NFL too. It can be key, but I mean, in the CFL with the Rouge, they're all key numbers. So, under is my favorite play in the game. I'll take BC. I can't do any premiums in the CFL any longer on the network premium picks. We just crush them too much. So uh, let me just give them both out here. But I like under much better. 49.5. I think the offenses here not as clicking. Vernon Adams, like I said, wearing that injury designation. I think there's definitely some depth issues coming in for Calgary, as important as the game as it is, and I think there might be a little bit more defensive intensity. So under 49.5 is my favorite play in tonight's game, and I'll side with BC. Uh, why not tease them? I'll just tease them, BC and under, but give me BC, and maybe I'll buy it down a little bit. I like BC to get there, at least get to win it by 7, 8, 9 points, get it in there, and then Calgary, BC under. All right, I just wanted to make some picks, talk about that game in the playoff picture. All right, here it is, the SMU Mustangs on the road against the Temple Owls. It's tougher than it looks. I mean, just because Temple, yeah, and SMU has a good record, Temple doesn't. I get that, but this conference doesn't really make it too easy on you. Having to make a couple trips up to back and forth, right? You got the teams in Texas, you got the teams in the on the East Coast. So this is a weird conference, but makes for some interesting matchups. And sometimes, you can get caught up in something. You can get caught up a little bit with travel and okay, these guys are professionals or whatever, but it's still just SMU and Temple. Man, look at this line now. I don't know if you guys been following it. And was there some injury information that came out? Because now 23.5. Uh, is Warner not going to play? Someone made a comment earlier about Warner, and I'm sorry if I missed it, but it feels like more and more like he's not going to play. If it's up to 23.5 right now, and the total is strangely up to 55. So here it is, E.J. Warner, the son of legendary quarterback Kurt Warner. Well, I don't know about legendary. Let's just call him a Super Bowl champion. Here's SMU and under. You guys are willing. I don't mean to make you guys lay more points. I mean, there's no doubt you guys got to lay at least 23 points here at every book in the world, if not more. When you could have laid 21 points not 90 minutes ago. Serious. Now, I'm not making fun of you guys or teasing you guys, and I'm just trying to talk about how strong this move is. I almost want to go to X and type in EJ Warner and see what did you guys make a comment? Thomas says he is not playing. Okay. So I don't need to go to X and type in Warner injury out or anything like that with that concussion. System play. but I'll do it anyways. I'm not double checking Thomas's work, but anytime you're in the concussion protocol, looks like he hasn't been cleared, right? Is that what it is? I don't know if I'm seeing enough solid info. Maybe I missed it, but looks like here's winning wager with the team total over in this one with SMU and Temple. Okay. Because, yeah, if you look at the total right now, and look, this one opened at 55 and a half when I was on the opening line preview show on Sunday, and it went up to 57 and a half. But again, I mean, we knew Warner was in concussion protocol, but maybe they figured he was going to get cleared or something like that. I know it's probably going to be a problem without him here, you know. But man, 23 and a half, these situations, boy, will they really smash them like this? Usually they do in situations like this when you have a runaway. Uh, I don't want to say it like that. It doesn't always happen that way. I don't like the move, quite frankly. I mean, I I just want to take Temple on principle, and that's probably what I'll just end up doing. Um, I I get it. I mean, if he, I would just like to see a little bit more information. Maybe I trust you guys, and I know. I mean, I believe it because of the move and everything like that. But I'm not sure. Look, uh, Warner's great. I mean, well, I don't want to say it like that. Warner's a good quarterback for Temple. 1,700 yards this season, 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And look, Winning Wager says it's going to be a big problem if you have to go to Patterson. Patterson has 3 interceptions and no touchdowns so far. It really is inconsequential in there at quarterback. Ray says they can get the back door. I don't know if they can. They might. I think they just have to try to. Uh, they don't. They will lack some sense of explosiveness, I'm sure here, with Patterson in there at quarterback, who's done really uh, done nothing this year in his limited time. So Temple will have to uh, you know be very defensive here to a certain extent, and that's not a strong suit either. Winning Wager says the line was made with Warner at quarterback. So okay, because to me, just a couple of weeks, maybe it would have been even just a couple of touchdowns. Yeah, it opened 18, it went to 20 and a half, and now 23 and a half. I don't, the information didn't sneak up on anybody. It was just something we were waiting to get, further clarification on. But my injury report still says questionable. So, all right. Anyways, for SMU, they've gone under in 7 of their last 8 games, dating back to the end of last season. But Temple's been a pretty solid over. They've gone over in 6 of their last 8 in conference, 7 of their last 10 as an underdog, including several of those conference games. All right. Ray says he's going to go ahead and tail that SMU team total over. You look at this. So 55, you got to figure, that's really saying the final score is going to be somewhere around what, uh, 38 to 14, 38 to 14, 38 to 17, 38 to 14, 38 to 14, something around there, right? A little higher, 38. Can't get much higher. 38. You got to go to 40. Or you got to go to 41 almost. 41 to 14. And I don't know. I think look, this might really cramp Temple as far as putting up points on the board. Obviously, like I said, they hope that they can carry it maybe with some defense. Temple's one of the worst teams in the country covering spreads. Uh, they're just 1-6 ATS so far this season. So not only are they 2-5, they are 1-6 against the spread. That's not a great recipe at all. And but I don't respect. I don't know if I respect the move just yet. So I'm having a problem getting there. I'm gonna take Temple plus 23.5. Maybe it'll even go up more. I'm not fading you guys. Good on you. I'm sure SMU will smash here, but thank you for your plays today in that. I just think I like the total right now, and I don't know if the score is going to be 41-10. I know that's a 31 point spread, but I'm trying to get you guys there. 41 to 10, 38 to 10, 38 to 4, 38 to 14, 38 to 13. Somewhere right in there, I guess. All right, I'm going to take Temple to find a way to stay in here, and I don't know if SMU is going to get 38 points tonight. That's what looks like you guys are called. What is the team total there right now? So 37 ish, did you say? I'm going to take Temple. I've got to take Temple and try to keep SMU in the low 30s here, and that'll get me home. They're going to need 2 touchdowns, but all right. Not liking the side too much there with this early move, but here on the show just as I was coming on, and appreciate it, you guys. All right. That's a look at all the games for today. Now stick around. I'm going to preview a few more college football games for tomorrow if you're interested in hearing me, or there'll be videos of these games here. But enjoy the games tonight. Oh, maybe we can. Oh, before a few of you leave, maybe if anybody interested, maybe some NBA. I did get a chance to look at the lines. They seemed to come out a little bit earlier today for some reason, and I had the plays jotted down here that maybe I could give out on the air here. Uh, there've been some moves too, so a little bit funny here. We haven't been able to crack them yet. We haven't been able to crack the code quite yet, but we're not really. We're there. A big day could really get us home here. So let's make some NBA. Let's do it. Let's take a look at some of these games. Um, all right, Atlanta and Philadelphia. In this one, I have Atlanta here +2. I want to say at this point. Let me see. Yeah, plus let's call it. I'm gonna even call it 1.5 right now. There looks like the move is on Atlanta here, maybe Philadelphia. There was also widely reported steam to the under in that game, but it's gone all the way up actually to 224, and I don't actually mind that move too much. But I'm not gonna mess around with the total. Give me Atlanta here. Yeah, there's like 9 of them, Darren. So let me just make a few picks here. Not going to do any premiums, but I just want to play some preseason here on the air. Hey, there's also one of those international games here that Orlando taking on Flamengo, and I did see some steam. I just want to pass that along. Uh, Usually, I kind of trust the steam in these games. They did lay 36.5 points with Orlando over Flamengo, and I'll take Orlando minus 38 points against Flamengo. Man, just trust the market on that one. You know, couldn't tell you much, but seems Let's see, open 36 and a half, now 38. That takes a magic. All right. A little bit more serious here now. Well, I don't even know about serious necessarily. Let me see here. Oh, okay. Got a couple more here for you. Let's see. Cleveland's taking on Indiana today. Cleveland is on the road. They are a oh 1.5 point favorite right now. Total 225. Uh, no, not interested in that one. How about Washington and Toronto? This one opened maybe 5.5, 219.5 for Toronto. They're still 5.5. Maybe the total's now about 220 in this one. Oh, I'm gonna have to take a pass, I'm afraid. So I know I never pass, but on NBA, even NBA preseason, I've got to pass on a few. We're not totally overwhelming on this. Oh, here's Detroit and Dallas. Okay, this one I know we had a move on, and I liked. So, oh wow, okay, so Detroit and Dallas opened 227, and it is now 225. Yeah, there was some widely reported steam on the under. I'm not sure they got this one right. I've got the over in this one, Detroit and Dallas. That steam came in overnight, but my number was higher. And if it's 225, 225 even here, I'm looking to go over. I like that original number better. Give me the over, Detroit and Dallas. That's my favorite one, maybe of the day. Detroit and Dallas over. Memphis is at Milwaukee. Milwaukee is a 4 point favorite. The total is up to 224 and a half. It opened 223 and a half. And I like the over. This one, I like the over. Probably, I said that Detroit Dallas over. This one has a little bit of tax, so maybe I like it almost just as much. Though Memphis, Milwaukee over in this one. I like it. I like it a lot. That's the handicap in the preseason, right? Miami and Houston here. Houston is now a 1.5 point favorite. It opened Miami as a 1 point favorite, and I like this one under here 220, 221 now. This one's gone down at least 2.5 points. So I'm not that it's my play is on the under in this one with Miami and Houston. And I like Houston. This is probably one of my favorite sides now. If Houston has moved to a 1.5 point favorite against Miami, to me, maybe there is a. I haven't looked at the personnel situation. To me, that indicates it's going to favor Houston tonight, and I'm going to take Houston. That's usually a fact on these without not no filters blind type of thing. Those type of moves NBA preseason. I was already reading that was going to be maybe the situation here. Give me Houston tonight for sure against Miami. That's my favorite side. I think is going to be Houston. I have a feeling this one's going up. All right, one more. I don't think I had anything on it. It's the Warriors also. Spurs and Warriors should be fun. Um, what are the? I'm going to be on the Warriors. Give me the Warriors. I said I wasn't on it. I am. I'm on the Warriors. Warriors, and the total has dropped to 226 and a half. Okay. I'm still going to go over that. I do think that the Warriors may be a little bit reserved with their personnel here, but um, we've seen what San Antonio, they're really being cautious. I'm taking the Warriors here and the over for sure, and Warriors for sure. I like that. I like that. Both those plays. All right, that's a little bit of NBA. That's it for today. Thank you, everybody. We're going to go to that college football, yes, but that's all of today's games, and those are my NBA preseason, no filters, blind handicap. Oh, really, Velo? Is that breaking news right there? Okay, oh, Iggy. Okay. Congratulations to Iggy. Great, great uh, career. Thank you for mentioning that, Bello. Four-time NBA champion, Andre Iguodala. Congratulations on a great career. Wow. And yeah, I mean, Iggy wasn't, you know, he was filling his role uh, at the last two seasons, but wow, great job, Iggy. Okay. All right, I think I'm going to college football here now for the action this weekend on some late games. Let's talk about them. Yeah, we gotta uh, talk about this one, don't we? After what I don't know the news cycle. If we're just making conversation. Was there anything to it necessarily with the talk about Michigan and Harbaugh? Is he going to get in trouble again here? Uh, with the sign stealing allegations. Is that what Harbaugh is up to right now? Is that why Harbaugh denies any involvement and actually vows to investigate the situation? Harbaugh said he doesn't have any knowledge regarding any sign stealing, and nor has he directed any of his staff to do any sign stealing. What makes Michigan so good? Could it be out of this world talent? Uh, Great recruiting, great fan base, great stadium, and all that? Or has been Michigan been, pulling a little New England Patriots? Well, all I know is in this series, it's not about which team is the national title contender and, quite frankly, which team has had issues in football, in their athletic program. It's been just a disaster of events at Michigan State. Um, Even with the tragedy on campus and all that. Remember, just over a year ago. So Michigan comes in with a 7-0 record, certainly here, a 3-3-1 record against the spread. For Michigan State, they're 2-4, but they've covered three times and have a push. And well, Michigan State, who covers? Who covers when these two teams meet? Michigan State covers not every time, but uh, massively of late. What is it? 12 of the last 15. And here, we're definitely dealing with an inflated spread as far as I can tell. Now when we were on the circus show a little bit, well, it opened 25, so I guess it's not necessarily inflated, but there were look ahead lines in the summer that had this one under 20, and the look ahead line just a couple of weeks ago was under this number at, I think, 23. So I'm taking Michigan State. I'm not concerned. I mean, I'm throwing it all out the window. And now, if you've given me some type of distraction here on Michigan, I don't know. Maybe Michigan State planted the story a little. Maybe a little. You don't put anything past these two schools when it comes to something like this, especially when Michigan State's been. Well, let's face it, they've been a disaster. And Kim hasn't done anything at quarterback. 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, just 1,000 yards. McCarthy, is he someone that you guys have considered maybe getting on the Heisman Trophy watch? I mean, look, he only has 1,500 yards, but 78%, 14 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. So I'm throwing everything out the window when it comes to this game, and I'm just taking Michigan State plus 24. Count on Michigan State to just find a way to play some defense here. I would think for sure that McCarthy's fun. Maybe he could win the Heisman. Maybe he can get to New York at least because of the great team and he's a good quarterback and all that. But I don't think, you know, 10.6 yards attempt is nice, but I don't think he's all that. And um, I'm going to take 24 points. This total has definitely gone down. When we were on the Circa preview show, it opened 49 and is all the way down here to 46. And I'm sure it'll be a lower score. I feel like it'll be a low scoring game. Ferner just said over. Uh-oh. Okay, well, just wait, Ferner, because you might even get a chance at a lower number. Now, funny because we didn't know Michigan State was going to be awful, or maybe we did, but the line in the summer, they had side and total up, and it was 57.5. Imagine that. So I'm going to take Michigan State here. I'm just going to throw the stats. Look, not throwing it out the window. Like I said, I'll take the fact that Michigan State has, 3-2-1 so far against the spread. I like teams that have a positive spread record when they have a losing winning, when they have a losing win loss record. Now, football, it's a little different with fewer games, but in a way, it's kind of magnified too. We know the games at Michigan State, they got the money at Rutgers. They were an underdog in that game. And they also clobbered a couple of teams early and got the money. But in conference, they lost to Maryland at home here by 22 points to Maryland. And they gave up 26 points to Iowa. But when I don't have to tell you guys, especially my Michigan friends, about this one. All right. I just want to pass a little bit of breaking news here as far as a line move is concerned. Turn your attention to today's late game in Major League Baseball. The total in the Philadelphia game with Arizona is gone up a half a run. There's no doubt about it across the board. This thing has returned to 9.5. Yeah, if it was 9, I think what did we report it at early on? 9 over 15. Not anymore. I mean, this thing is 9.5 across the board. The over has been hit on the baseball game today. Arizona hosting Philadelphia. You're definitely looking at a 9.5 now across the board as this team has just come in here in the last 5 or 10 minutes as we were previewing that game. And good. Good. I don't know where I'm going with it, but I don't know. I want to give these guys, yesterday was 2-1. Maybe they're thinking bullpen game, but just want to mention that. All right, should have some fun here with Duke and Florida State. Oh, I get it. Sure, Florida State. Uh, you know, having an incredible season, no doubt about it. This has been terrific and good to have the Seminoles back in, playing key critical games as they continue to ride towards a terrific season. They're taking on Duke here, and this one is a 14.5 point favorite. And the total here, 49.5. All right, we'll take a look at this one with Duke here going up against FSU. FSU, of course, undefeated. Just mentioned it. Great season they're having with their 6-0 record thus far. And Duke getting 2 touchdowns. They're 5-1. Now, granted, Duke has played just one home game so far this season, and you know what? When they play Florida State, it's usually not pretty. Now, this Duke team is doing pretty well. We know that. Both teams 4-2 against the number here. Thomas says, check that injury report, Ramon. I want to know what's going on because I think there's some injuries there that need to be announced. So, all right, I'll do it. When we previewed this game with that opening line show on Monday, it opened 15.5. It has been as high as 16.5 and as low as 13.5. Still showing Duke quarterback Riley Leonard is questionable with an ankle injury. And that is the key injury in the game. But there are some cluster injuries for Florida State at wide receiver. A little bit of depth there with a couple of receivers currently out, and also questionable, and a couple of defensive backs also questionable for the game for FSU. But for me, man, FSU they seem to own these guys, and 14.5 is a number at least I can work with here and get it below that number. Probably want to make sure I'm laying under 14.5, probably 13 here in this one. Look, this one could end up being a game where, the score, it's a lower scoring game is what it feels like to me. Now, I know as explosive as Florida State has been, Duke is a good team. They're coming in here, FSU goes over every time right now, and this total open 52.5 is now 49.5. Those are moves that I totally respect usually when I'm analyzing markets, right? Because FSU's gone over in 8 of their last 9 games at home, 7 of their last 9 games overall, and 6 of their last 8 games as a favorite. And, I have a feeling that they'll have a strong defensive effort against Duke, but I also trust Duke to, kind of hang in there, right? But still could end up being Florida State getting the money. So I'm going to play under as my play here. I'm going to see what this line does. I'm interested possibly in a premium in this game. I hope I didn't tip my hand too much. I want you guys to subscribe to my picks. But let me give out the under here in this one as a free play. I'm more, certainly have some concerns. Florida State, as explosive as they can be with Jordan Travis, and of course, we talk about getting banged up, and we saw Travis have to leave a game, but I don't know. Rodemaker came in there, and he's through for some touchdown passes. So Florida State's in good hands. Riley Leonard, if he's not in there, I don't know. They got a capable guy, I think, in Henry Bellin, and it might be tough for him on the road, but Thomas here likes Duke. All right. I'm worried because what is it? Did I say the series? It's 7-0-1 for Florida State in the last 8 meetings against the spread. Florida State 7-0-1 against the spread last 8 meetings against Duke. And that's with a Florida State team that has not been like this Florida State team. That has been a Florida State team that underachieved for years against a Duke team that, if anything, over these years, yeah, they're playing pretty well now. And but they've always kind of been on the rise here a little bit over the last decade, like slowly, or having good teams pulling off upsets here and there. So give me the under in this one at 49.5, and that's what I'll play with my pick in this one, the under Duke and Florida State 49.5. All right. I just expect, I think two good teams means a little bit more defense. I think Duke, uh, you know, can be recognized a little bit for their defense, certainly, especially their rushing defense, which allows just 4 yards. Okay. Oh, wait a minute here. That's going to be tough for Florida State. They're going to play a split squad. We know they're playing the Canes. Bad producer. There we go. There we go. This should be a good one, huh? Clemson taking on Florida State here. Clemson taking on Miami here on Saturday night. Both teams come in with a 4-2 record in this one. Clemson opened as high as 3.5. I've seen it get as low as -2 with a little bit of juice, and the total here now down to 48.5. When we were on that circa preview show, it opened 49.5 and went all the way up to 42 to 52.5, but has since come all the way back down here to 48.5. Boy, and I wish, we wish. Here is Clemson for Thomas. He's already ready to go. Clemson, we're making fun of them a lot, right? And they're declining. They're not all that anymore. What's wrong with Clemson? They've covered 8 of their last 11 on the road. That's when you're covering road games. I don't know. That's kind of what you look to do, right? Now they've also covered, 4 straight against the Hurricanes. That's notable as well. So I like the way I don't like the way the line is moving against me, but I like the market move itself to the under, because that's where I'm gonna go with this game, is on the under. Look, you got Clemson. Do they have offensive issues sometimes? Yeah, sure. With Klubnik in there, I guess, probably. He's only passed for 1,370 yards this season. Van Dyke, we know he's been awesome, and I think, his status is good, right? He wore that injury tag, but I don't think it's a factor now. He's upgraded to probable. I mean, he's been 16 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. But Clemson, they play well against Miami. They do well on the road. They're favored in the game. The odds makers obviously aren't threatened by Miami here in this one, and maybe because, look, Miami's only covered 10 of their last. You guys, Miami's only covered 2 of their last 10 home games, and have covered just 2 of their last 9 games against teams with winning records. Miami is 4-13 against the spread overall in their last 17 games. Clemson has gone under 7 of their last 10 on the road, 6 of their last 8 overall. So I'm going to take the under here in this one as my play, and we'll see on the side. But I don't know. For me, the trends the trends indicate Clemson. No matter how much we're making fun of Clemson being, um, you know, Dunsky, and that then and there is some credence to a lot of Clemson spread success was racked up here recently, and now all of a sudden the decline has been sharp this year. But I'm not sure that that's necessarily the case. And Thomas talks about Miami being reckless. We don't have to point out the coaching deficiencies there, in that one game as well. That was just a huge mistake that leaves egg on your face, and you can't shake it for years probably. So Miami's covered just one of their last three games. It was that 41-7 win at Temple. Of course, they lost to Carolina last week, uh, 41-31, and remember the upset loss to Georgia Tech at home with that crazy play. So give me the under here, Clemson and Miami. All right, Utah is going to be at USC here on Saturday night. And in this one, you got a USC team now up to a 7-point favorite. The line isn't really moving, I don't think, on Cam Rising's status. I mean, to me, it feels like, you know, he's never going to play. I don't know why we're, in this situation dealing with this every week like this, and why the line goes up thinking he's going to play and all that. But I'm sure I could read more into the situation, and uh, you know, like I said, I already said I thought the guy was getting bad advice, and that they're trying to hold him out just to, keep his draft status the way it is, and because he is an NFL caliber quarterback. But it really hasn't hurt Utah at this season, right? Has it? So, um, so they've gotten by with their two quarterbacks. They've got a running quarterback. They've got a passing quarterback, really, to a certain extent. And uh, Utah on the road, they won at Baylor 20-13, and they lost at Oregon State 21-7. Now, the offense has been affected without Rising. There's no doubt about it. But we know that Utah has a very strong defense, no doubt. But Utah has been held under 275 yards in 3 of their 5 games against Division 1A competition. Now, for USC, they're averaging 50, 51, 52 points per game. Right now, they've been favored by 20 or more points in their first 6 games, but here they are favored by just 7 against a tough rival like Utah, who's won the last 3 games in this series, and they've always racked up big points against USC. Utah has scored 43, 47, and 42 points in the last 3 matchups against USC, and we've already seen USC have there's some type of issues defensively. They don't look to be national title worthy. It looks like to me because they're we saw it in some games already, and don't forget these two teams did play in that championship game last year, and remember how it got away from them, and Utah ended up winning the game 47-24. So this series is a solid over, but this total, which opened 55.5 and went as high as 57.5, is now down to 53. And it's scary because I want to try the under here, but like I said, over 7-1-1 in this series in the last 9 games. And like I said, I mean, we know that Williams is, is I don't know, he's starting to look kind of quirky in a way or whatever, but you can't argue with these numbers right now, and he's still the favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. No reason why he shouldn't. You could throw out the other candidates, and yes, no one wins back to back. Maybe they'll try to find, but remember, these are voters now that get it done, that do this. And is anybody really rising to the top of the Heisman chase that could possibly beat uh, to that could possibly uh, you know beat Williams? Will voters really, if he continues in this fashion? So, all right. Uh, so far under Lincoln Riley, USC has not been a terrific favorite, just 6-8 against the spread with Riley. And I mentioned all that USC offensive success. They still have given up a ton of points in those games. They've given up 41, 41 and 48 points. So they might be, all their games, we could figure games are averaging 90 points sometimes with these guys, but uh, this is a pretty serious move to the under in this game. Who in their right mind would do this, right? Only guys who are uh, the bookmakers. Are they giving away free money here, or is this actually going to be, a low scoring, dominant game here, possibly by USC? Can Utah stay in this game at all and put up any points, enough points to uh, get it over the total? Because I'm telling you, the handicappers I've seen are all over USC. They're not, into it at all. Uh, Here's the problem: Utah on the as a 2-9, their last 11 games as a road underdog, 2-9 against the spread as a road underdog. Are they killer in the Pac-12 as against the spread? Yeah, but 2-9 against the spread in the last 11 games as a road underdog. So, all right. Well, look, I'll just roll with it here and just. I guess USC is going to roll these guys and cover. I don't know. Utah's 5-1 here in this, coming in. They've obviously been able to have some success in these games with a record like that. So I'll take the under. I trust this move. And even though everything would point to, you know, the one thing is that Utah doesn't, I don't expect Rising to be in. If it does, the total's going to go way back up. The total would not be 53 if there was any indication. He is listed as questionable here for yet another week, but every time when we get to it, he's never playing. So you'll have, uh, you know, Johnson, you'll have Barnes again, and you have that defense. That's what Utah is going to rely on here. And I'm sure they'll be able to, Whittingham, right? You're not going to not trust this guy, are you? USC, yeah, they don't get numbers. They're 6-1, you guys, no doubt. They're a great team. They're nearly national championship caliber. Nearly. They're 2-5 against the spread. 6-1 straight up to now, like I said, they've been laying 20 points. But they're playing Utah, who's got all that defense. Over, this series goes over. USC's been going over. I'm gonna think that Utah needs all the defense in the world to stay in this game, and they're a team that can do it. USC undisciplined. All right, one more I just want to talk about because it's a good game here with Georgia State going up against UL Lafayette. This is two good teams in this one, no doubt about it. And look at that total, and that's why I got to give it out here as a free play because I think this one is going to be wild. And I can only give it out as a free play at this point because the total's gone all the way up to 63. And it was when we were on the opening line show. I don't know if you guys saw my reaction, but here's the thing. It opened 52.5 and it went all the way up to 58 in no time flat. And now it's up to 63 and I still think it might go over. I'm going to give it out as a free play because, that's a good, at least a good 5 points of what, I would have considered for excitable premium here. But um, you got uh, two teams that don't have very much defense, I guess we could just say. I mean, UL Lafayette has been, a crushing under team. They've been one of the most solid under teams around, especially at home. But it doesn't feel like that's going to necessarily be the case in this one. Georgia State, they're really strong on the road. They've covered 15 of their last 18 games on the road. This line opened 1.5 for Louisiana and is now 3.5. So I should put Louisiana up there instead of UL Lafayette and try to be like I'll try to be like those guys. Call them what they want to be called. And for Louisiana here, like they've gone under in 21 of their last 26 home games, but this move to me is a big indicator of the way this game is going to go. There isn't necessarily um, a lot of uh, stats that might indicate this game to go over, but I think it's more you know, the defenses here a little bit. Look, Georgia State has an interesting defense, no doubt, but it's I think on Lafayette necessarily to kind of slow Granger down. He's got 1,421 yards, just 8 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. But when you look at some of the scores of Louisiana of late, they beat Texas State 34-30 in a similarly lined game last week at home when they were favored by 1, and the total was 66.5. It actually didn't go over. But at home against Buffalo, they won 45-38. They didn't cover that one. They scored 41 at UAB, another team that gives up a lot of points. So I'm just going to have the over in this one. But the reason why I'm kind of focusing on this game a little bit, you have a Georgia State team that, comes in here with a 5-1 record right now. And in good position, and Louisiana's at 4-2 coming in, but 2-4 against the spread. It should be noted. So I'm going to take the over in this one, and got to do it as a free play. Line's gone up pretty high, but I expect a high-scoring game with Georgia State and Louisiana. And as far as the side's concerned, pretty interesting move there on Louisiana. They, like I said, opened 1. They're now up to 3.5. That might be getting a little bit uncomfortable there now, but especially with a team that doesn't do that well covering the spread. All right. That's a look at college football. Thanks for spending a couple of hours with me here. Like and subscribe like this video, subscribe to our channel. Tony's Picks here on YouTube, free winners all day. Check out our handicappers also with videos loaded for some of the action here this weekend as well. I'll catch you tomorrow on more Morning Steam. We'll talk Major League Baseball, we'll talk college football, and we'll talk hockey tomorrow. So join me then.